What up? Let everybody get up on here. Pop-up shop, man. I didn't even put it out there. Only told my people. This going to be the pop-up shop. So we're going to see how many people rocking with your boy. All right. First up the bat. Let some people get in here before I do the opening monologue, right? Got some stats and stuff right here, man. Some stats, baby. Let me know, you know what I'm saying? For the people on here right now, let me know how I'm sounding. Everything good? Everything good? How's everybody doing out there, by the way? All my real people out there. You know I rock with my real people. But you know I hate most people. You know what I'm saying? But if you real, I love you. Nathan Brown says, slap yourself. We got to bring back slap yourself. How am I sounding? What up? This Dylan Prim dude never ever been on top billing before. He asked me who I got already. What? Patty Cakewalk in the house, unfortunately. Come on, man. You got to go. We're getting it in. It's Tuesday, man. You know we getting it in. How I sound? Where's everybody out? We sound good? Con Lee in the house sounds good, Murph. Thank you. That's how you answer somebody. Answer with a super chat. I appreciate that, Con Lee. Where we at? Some new folks up in here, as always. I expect this to probably be very heavy with Gator people up in here. Shout out to the Gators. Maurice in the house. Maurice, man, why don't you use your real your name, what we know you by, man? I feel funny talking to you to your alter ego, Maurice. We know you as Maurice. What up? Gator Nation. I says, how is LSU fools go? Obviously, I'm going to get to that. Relax. You got to relax. I don't know about LSU not being ready. Relax. You got to relax. Somebody said Florida versus Auburn suck. Oh, yeah. You know, casual fans. They don't never like anything that has to do with defense. If it's a 80-88 game or something like that, 88-80, you know what I'm saying? They love it. That's a great game. Man, I look at them games, I'll be bored. I'm like, come on, man. Anybody gonna get a stop here? Like, come on, that's what football is about. Football is about defense. Offense is ratings and media type stuff. Defense is where the real football people come from. So, you know what I mean? When somebody comes to me and tell me a game with that type of defense, look at the defensive personnel on that particular game, dog. For real. You know how many people going to the NFL on the defensive side of the ball between Auburn and LSU? I'm sorry, well, Auburn LSU, but Auburn and Florida? Like, come on, you can't be serious. That game was the bomb. Gotta get these casual people up out of here, man. Chance in the building. All right, let me shout everybody out right quick. Caleb in the building. Caleb, I don't know about Caleb, man. Josh Howard in the building. When Josh Howard, were you on that? Were you going off that woody last week? You know we got pink slips too. Oh yeah, we got pink slips, everybody. So everybody that was speaking in absolutes and disrespecting the other team, vice versa, or whatever like that, we gotta get the pink slips out here, baby. That's how we do it up here, baby. If you're doing that, we gotta let you go out of here. We gotta show you the door. So y'all let me know who was on that pink slip action last week. I remember one particular person. I'm gonna say their name here pretty soon. All right, so Maurice Conley in the house we know about. Blaine Yarborough in the house. Mason, Donnie, Wyatt, Eddie Sewell up in the building. We already talked about Nate, Joe Burrow for Heisman up in the building. Come on, man. You gotta get a better name than that. Patty Cakewalk, Dylan. LSU by 17. No, I'm Dirty Dan. Yeah, he's working with pink slips here pretty soon. Jason says, love the breakdowns. Appreciate that. Tech unboxing videos. He says, do a session on the best high school. And not even can you, right? Not even can you. Y'all know I hate that shit. Listen, bro, I'm not a slave. I'm not a robot or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? You better learn. My mom's up on here. She taught me how to talk to strangers. You don't ever start something off with do. What about can? Jance in the building. Leandra in the building. And Leem in the building. My man said, what is a pink slip? Pink slip means we block you. You got pink slip. You got your walking papers. Chase Son got to be great this weekend. All right, y'all, let's go. All right, so open the monologue. I feel like enough people are in here. Make sure you get these super chat in. Super chat gets priority. You ask the same thing too many times. Hopefully the mods will be here. I don't know if I've seen any mods. They get you up out of here. They get you blocked. All right, so great game between Auburn and Florida. A lot of people up in here were straight disrespecting Florida last week. And I couldn't understand why, but I know why. Because I've made my last 6 years being a sports writer. I've had to live on the internet, and I understand people are prisoners of the moment. They're prisoners of the moment, and they don't understand the value of certain aspects of football, right? So going into the game, coming into the season, right, all things equal, remember I said Florida and Auburn, if you really boiled it down and you looked at it tit for tat, you would say that Florida has the more talented roster, right? Auburn may have been playing the best ball. It had the best wins, but you would think a healthy Florida team, which Florida still wasn't healthy. To me, the best player still didn't even play. Jabari Zuniga didn't play. Y'all played me on that too. Y'all said he was going to play. I was extra angry when I saw him hanging out on the sideline. I was, you know what I'm saying? I was tight. Tit for tat, right? Some of the stuff that Auburn does, Florida really excels at, and vice versa and stuff like that. So I didn't think that any of these teams could really take off on each other. I thought they were pretty much each other's equal. OJ's White Bronco with the obligatory. What up, OJ? Shout outs to Swain, SEC offense and defensive player. Dang, I think y'all be lying with that. Every time y'all come on here, y'all talk about some type of Gator as the offensive player or the defensive player of the week. Is this true? You know, I'm gonna have to start checking y'all on that, man. Thanks for the super chat, OJ. So with that being said, with that being each other's equal, why did you guys think that Auburn can just take off on Florida, right? Do you not understand the defensive personnel that Florida was working with? Florida has a more talented defense than Auburn. Auburn has the best overall player with Derrick Brown, but even I can't say that's the big. Derrick Brown's the best overall player, but right below him, if Jabari Zuniga would have played, he'd have been right there. You saw Grenard. You saw the team speed. That is a fast defense, right? They were flying to the ball. You know about the secondary. So you would just have to think, man, if some tweaks are here, they're starting to understand the defense a little bit more. People are getting healthier. Maybe they could limit Auburn's offense, right? Auburn's offense wasn't exactly taking off on people. It's cool. It's a very cool offense. One of my favorite offenses, being able to bend the edge. And I talked about that. Can you stop that edge bending run game and force everything and funnel everything up the middle? They stopped the edge bending run game. They didn't even want to run it no more, right? They had special cause for that bad boy, and they were crashing down and they were holding contain and letting everything funnel on the back end, but having the corners just really sit and squat on that right there. So they made that extremely difficult. And then you knew if they could fly to the ball and really fill gaps, right? Press gaps, practice gap students and everything like that, that they were going to be fine in that particular aspect. Were you going to get off on Florida by just going downfield with a bunch of bombs? No. I don't think so, right? Very good cornerbacks, good safety play, good safety talent, right? Not played that well, but you know eventually they will put it together. And then there was a vice versa to that as well. You knew that. What did I say? I was like, Auburn struggles to work the middle defensively, right? If you can isolate some of the linebackers, and people were on here was like, oh, KJ Brick could do this, or Owen Papo could do this. And I was like, that's not their strength. It's not their strength. And if you get them isolated on some of these safeties, it's a house call, right? So they were able to spread that, and they really attacked that. You notice that they really was like, oh, we're going to really target the quick game. We're going to take Kyle Pitts out the game. We're going to take him out of the formation, move him over, and put speedy wide receivers like Freddie Swain, Josh Hammond, and these guys on the inside, and then see how they match up with that, right? It was curtains. It was curtains. Now, was it a sloppy game? You can say it's a sloppy game, but that's what happens when you play good defensive teams. They're going to force fumbles. It's going to be stuff. Everybody's worrying about these teams that just throw the ball down the field. They're not doing nothing on defense. It's tough to play ball like that. You get a bunch of NFL talent together. These things happen, man. That's just what happens. That is great football right there. So my thing with that is just don't be a prisoner of the moment no matter what, right? We still need data on a lot of these teams. We're getting a decent amount of data, but just don't be a prisoner of the moment. That's all I say, right? For real. So I saw these super chats. I got to get back to them. Got to hurry me up out my monologue. B. Scott, I was at the UF game, best overall game I've ever been to, including Celtics playoff games. Damn. Crazy crowd for sure. Couldn't hear all game. B. Scott, appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat. Eddie Sewell says, "What up, Murph? Where Prodigy at? He's a truth project for now. Do you think we have a chance of winning LSU game?" All right, so I gotta get to the Prodigy, right? So here's the thing about the Prodigy and people like Eddie Sewell who are being prisoners of the moment. The Prodigy will be fine. The Prodigy will be fine. Look what the Prodigy's had to deal with compared to some of these other people who are playing. Auburn has played right now the number 10 ranked defense in the country in Oregon, the number 26 ranked defense in A&M, right? So virtually a top 25 defense, and the number 17 ranked defense on the road as a true freshman in his first true road game, right? Or the A&M game. Well, a difficult task, right? Going into Florida right there with that type of defense and team speed. Come on, man. We're going to judge this guy about that off of his first 5 or 6 games of his entire career. You know how many people? Hell, we just saw Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield's 39 years old having bad games in the NFL and stuff like that. It's bound to happen. You can't really take off on these kids and formulate your opinion on somebody within the first 5 or 6 games of their career, especially when they're coming off a game where they absolutely toasted people. And not to mention, everybody was saying how Auburn was about to smash Florida, right? You can't have it both ways, right? You cannot have it both ways. So this kid is extremely talented. He made some mistakes, but these are the mistakes that you can recover from. It is. The thing about that is what I tell you, they are young around Bo Nix. Go look at when Tua was young or Trevor Lawrence last year. He had a bunch of veterans around him. He had a Hunter Renfro and all these guys who were top-notch players, right? The whole offensive line was you know what I'm saying? They got that as well, but a lot of top-notch players and veterans around him that can help him through stuff. That's what's not to mention Clemson is extremely talented, an extremely talented team. Same thing with Tua and these guys. These guys are throwing to Calvin Ridley and being coached at Alabama and having just a bunch of veteran talent. This guy's working with a bunch of guys that are his age, really, or just barely, slightly a little bit older. So, man, just lay off the Prodigy. I don't like that kind of stuff. That's being prisoners of the moment. Man, ask me about the LSU. Come on. And he asked me, do we have a chance? Eddie Sewell's not my favorite person today. He going off that woody. Oh, Wrench Gang in the house. You know we don't do the Wrench Gang, baby. We're a mob out here. We mob deep. We mob deep out here, Las Vegas. Santee Jones in here. He mobbing deep as well. Thank you for the super chat. Oh, damn. Falcons Fury is back. What up? What's good, bro? People overrated old Joe. All the analysis are so caught up with LSU offense, they forgot about Dr. Pressure and Dan the Man Mullen. It will be a close game, but UF wins. We're getting to that, man. Relax. You got to relax. I appreciate that, Falcons Fury, but we're going to get to that. You the man, Murph. Just remortgage house to bet on UF. Damn. Let me get a part of that mortgage, man. I need that bad boy right about now, to be honest with you. Eduardo Diaz in the house. All these guys saying AU was over. Yeah, come on, man. What's my thing here? Yeah, y'all know where I come with it. Yeah, this is what I want to do to the Auburn is overrated people. How's Auburn over? How, Sway? How is Auburn overrated when before the joint popped off, everybody was like, oh, man, Auburn's about to get off in UF something serious. UF can't compete. UF is trash, this, that, and this, and the third or whatever like that. Like, come on, man. Now all of a sudden, that's what – when you just want to hate on the team, you're going to find every excuse in the book, no matter what. It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. That's in life in general, I guess, right? People hate me. They'll find any excuse. They'll make up lies and everything like that. But they always watching, though, baby, because, we got it popping over here. You know what I mean? Because us mumble rap YouTubers. Fuck out of here. But, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? Don't do that to yourself. Don't be prisoners of the moment. They were not overrated. Auburn is a very good team. Auburn can turn around and beat these other teams as well. And then what happens? Are they overrated then? I expect Auburn to beat some of these teams they have left on the schedule. Mike says, y'all should have listened. Bo Nixon. Who's Mike? Why we should Mike? Anybody here heard of Mike? He's jumping up on our live stream talking about y'all should have listened. Who is Mike? Can Mike pull receipts that he was here on any of these previous live streams to tell other people out there that they should have listened? And he's coming with the check down passes. Come on, man. Adrian Calhoun, what up, bro? What it do, bro? You tell it like it is. Love your ish, my dude. I appreciate that, Adrian. Thank you, brother. Thank you for the super chat. Gator boy, tell him. Whoa, that's kind of hard. That's kind of hard. Brings me back to like 2008. A lot of Gators in here. No female, no cheerleading. No cheerleading. We don't do cheerleading up in here. Dang, Murph say Milwaukee got that Milwaukee fastback. That's what that is. The Milwaukee fastback knife. That junk is hard. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, don't be overrating these teams, man, and being a prisoner of the moment. I whip out the Milwaukee fastback joint. Appreciate that. I didn't know what it was. All right, what we got? What we got? Uh-oh, somebody getting timed out, man. I thought we was gonna have a good. Oh, you timing him out for the chili. Damn. Who is your team crowd and all this, that? We timing you getting you guys up out of here too. Get up out of here with that. We're talking football, man. Stop worrying about fandom and all that. That's what I want. In a perfect life, I would love to have it where I could just jump up on here and just talk football with the people and not be all about all that goofy, casual fan stuff. All right, so where we at? In a little bit, we about to get into, Zachary says, first live stream. Mullen scheming up, wins versus Auburn. Emory looking nice as well. We good regardless. It is, man. It is. My man said, let's talk. Sorry, buddy. You can't change the subject without super chatting. Eddie said he was just joking. Coming up in here, man, we're gonna time you out the first time you come in here with the cheerleading and the Gators and all that. It's not that type of channel. There's plenty of these goofball channels you can go to with that. We're not trying to do that. All right, so let's set this up right here. Everybody's going to do this. There's other games that are very significant next week as well, but I know what y'all want to talk about for sure. I know where the audience is. There should be some Oklahoma people is here as well. Oklahoma, Texas, we can do, but we got to do who has the better roster, right? So I want to talk to the unbiased people. I know the Florida people are going to say Florida, LSU people are going to say LSU. People who have no dog in the fight. Who do y'all think has the most talented roster between Florida and LSU? And let's go at it. OJ's White Bronco says Corso low-key watching top billing with the notepad out. Dude, I'm not sure that man understands what's going on in life anymore. Ain't no way in hell he knows what a notepad is. Too soon, Las Vegas. You can't do that joke. All right, here we go. LSU has more talent, says Conley. LSU, with a Texas fan here. Texas played LSU. What the hell else you going to say? LSU, Gator, says Donnie Woods. LSU from a Gator, KW. LSU got the most draft picks. UJ fan, LSU better roster. I would go with LSU. LSU has a slightly better roster. Mullen is the better coach. G. Grace in the building. Gators all day. Gators all day sounds like pink slip. Talent starting roster, LSU. Mullen over Orgeron. Actually, had the most talented roster. He's talking about the coaches. We're going to get to that, Tater. We'll get to position groups. I just want to know everybody's thing, and then we can segment it out and really see what people are talking about. Bama Boy says LSU by a small margin. Florida has a better defensive line, though. See, when you start parsing it out, then, you know what I'm saying? Watch, it's going to get a little bit different for you. Gators defense. Gators got more 5 stars. I don't know about that. LSU come in, Florida by a little, Florida better wide receivers. I don't know about that. LSU says Denard, Nakia. Nakia, weren't you in pink slip status? I think Nakia may have been in pink slip. Nakia, I think, was she was either making us mad or they were making us mad. Florida got the better wide receivers. Man, shut up. See, these people like this. This is what they're gonna do. Is that they don't understand someone else's team. They understand what their team is doing. But watch, when we break it down, this man shut up stuff. They have a right to think that their receivers. Think about this: if LSU was playing what LSU and LSU set up, and you gave Joe Burrow those receivers from Florida, would it be any different? That's what you got to ask yourself. Would it be different if Joe Burrow was throwing to Trayvon Grimes, Justin Jefferson? I'm saying Trayvon Grimes, Van Jefferson, Swain Hammond, Tyree Cleveland, Kyle Pitts. Like, come on, you can't do that to yourself. You got to know both people's roster before you do this. Anybody with the name Trump up on here? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I want you to be popping too much. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to bring that up in the chat. We're just trying to talk football. We lead that to goodness. What scheme or personnel do you think could give UF's defense issues? Sounds funny, man. You know you're on a certain thing. I want the super chats, no doubt about that. But we might have to come back to that. We're trying to make a point here, and all this could set up the other stuff. So Double A, definitely remind me of this, and I'll get back to it a little bit later. LSU because of offensive line and depth. Gator Mike has not been watching LSU if you think LSU has a good offensive line. LSU does not have a good offensive line. LSU more talented except at edge positions, says Maurice. Talent doesn't matter in a football game. It's all about the prize, says Alex. Who's this? Rudy? Rudy's in the house. Talent matters, bro. LSU can't run the ball, Murph. We'll get to it. Grady says Burrow is overrated. All right. This is what we're doing before you boot this person. Answer how Joe Burrow is overrated. We don't just let shit slip here and you just get in. You know what I'm saying? This ain't that type of channel. We put your ass right here on the seat. So that particular person let us know how Joe Burrow is overrated. He hasn't played a top 100 defense. Okay. He does not play the top 100 defense, for sure. But we still need receipts past that. Nobody would say that he lost to the Gators last year. Did this dude just say last year? Last year. Wow. Wow, man. What are we doing here in life, man? All right, so let's move on past that. That's goofy. LSU talent-wise, Florida schematic-wise. The Gators are even better. And LSU's not. Okay. All right, this person right here, this is their first live stream, and it probably is their last. Insane. Home field is a deciding factor, in my opinion. Could be. It overs Dan Mullen as far as coaching skill, Andre Rodriguez says. We're not on that right now. To change the subject, you have to super chat. I do think LSU wide receiver been bullying inferior cornerbacks. All right, so we'll get into it right here. How many of y'all there like LSU's offense, right? LSU has the third-ranked offense in the country. Absolutely killing it, right? But if you really segment it out, LSU's run game is struggling. We knew the offensive line could possibly have trouble. Most of those guys are back. Sans one guy, I believe. I think they changed the left guard. But it's still the same cast of characters, this time with an emphasis on getting the ball down the field by way of the pass. So that toughness that LSU always had, I think is gone. That's just what it is. Same thing with Bama. I think Alabama's toughness is gone. You teams that want to be like Washington State, Texas Tech, and those aren't tough teams. That's a mindset that creeps into your soul as a team and forces you to become something that you probably don't want to be. So we see both those teams struggling with the run game. Alabama, LSU, not looking as hard as it used to look. The throw game looks phenomenal, but both defenses look extremely suspect as well. However, LSU, right? People are geeked about what LSU is doing through the air, just offense in general. Texas has the 102nd ranked defense. That's the team that it really made its bones about in that particular primetime game. It's the 102nd ranked defense, but it's also defense that is really bad from the secondary itself. How do I know? Like, I'm pretty sure you guys know how I know about Texas's secondary, right? With my big brother. Think about this right here. Vandy. That's another team that kind of made its hay on, right? So we got to go by the D1 team that is played that at least has a little bit of a fighting chance. Vandy has the 125th ranked defense. The other teams that LSU played were Utah State, Georgia Southern, and something called Northwestern State. Never heard of Northwestern State. Northwestern, the real Northwestern, is probably angrier than a Mama Jump. What do you guys think about that, right? How much do you guys value competition out there, for real? Some of you real football heads out there, most of you guys right here don't seem to be real football heads, but the few of you that are, how do you part that out? How do you value competition when the best defense that you play, right, with guys that probably have a little bit of an equal skill set to you is the 102nd ranked defense? How do you value that? Tater says comp is huge. Mr. Ambition says value it a lot. Les says Northwestern State is where Coach O went to college. Oh, are we making Coach O jokes here, or we being serious? Something like that. Probably being serious, and that's how they got that game. Alex says it's a I thought you said you was about to bounce, Playboy. Didn't he just say that? I missed the super chat. All right, let me go back to it. Maurice says LSU receivers are Florida's DBs. Maurice knows better than this. We'll get there, man. Come on, Maurice, you let me down, bro. You're one of my right-hand men over here. You're letting me down. I get Maurice a wrench, too. Where you at, Maurice? Let's get you on the wrench. Get them out there. When they start tripping, Maurice, get them up out of there. Game about to be live. Falcons free. LSU run stats are okay, but they are at the bottom of the SEC in yards before contact, and they are second in broken tackles. Yeah, but who did they play? So you're talking about this, and that's without somebody who's playing. That's without playing good defenses. So you're talking about the run game not being that good and not being that, and that's against 102nd and 125th ranked defense in 3 teams that can't physically compete with an LSU who has perhaps the top 3 or 4 most talented roster in the country, right? These are not something that we think about when we start really going ham and talking about how teams are going to take off on other teams. Like, it wouldn't be a shock to your system to go from your best D that you played was 102nd ranked to a Florida team that's the 17th ranked defense that has as many good players as you have on offense. They have the same amount on defense. I'm trying to set the stage here. I'm just trying to set the stage here. I'm trying to play it right down the line. That's how we're going to do this. Dang. Helicopters and stuff circling. He's done call the cops on your boy. Well, I missed another super chat there. Can't run block. Hey, man, Falcons Fury is on to it for sure. But guess what? Florida can't either. How do people consistently overlook the fact that the Gators are outscoring opponents 114-17 in the second half? Easily. People just don't like Florida. That's the only thing I can see is there's something about Florida that won't allow people to give it credit for what it's actually doing. So a lot of these other teams get credit for what they're doing. We give LSU a ton of credit. That offense looks phenomenal, but it's not against any good defenses, right? But nobody mentions that. Nobody talks about I guess some people talk about the defense being a little suspect, the run game being down and stuff like that. But LSU's team, I feel like they want to champion. They want to be better. I don't know. So I just think it's just the ways people look at it. Mr. Commercial Hound. Shout out to you, Mr. Commercial Hound. Thank you for the super chat. All about the turnovers. What top offense has Florida played? What top offense has Florida played? That's a pretty good question, but we know it just played Auburn that just absolutely beat the pants off of Mississippi State, and it made it look way different, right? Forcing turnovers and doing all kinds of stuff. So you would think that Auburn as a team, Florida was the underdog in that game. So regardless of what you think about Auburn's offense now, Auburn's offense was looking pretty good against some of these other teams that it was playing, and it just so happened to be a team that played, like I said before, the 10th ranked defense, the 26th ranked defense, before they played Florida 17th ranked defense, and it just looked a lot different against Florida's defense. So you can at least say that, give Auburn some credit, but nobody's going to give Auburn any credit now because it lost. And they say, ha-ha, Mississippi State, right? What if it's ha-ha, Mississippi State? And then why did people think that Auburn was going to win? It ain't going away. It wasn't like a lot of people said that Auburn would pull out eke out a close victory. Most people said that Auburn was going to take off on Florida. So you're going back and being a revisionist. I hate revisionist history. And I don't think you were even here on the last chat to really try to, you know what I'm saying? If you weren't here before when we were all putting our stuff out there, why are you here now talking about something, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Murph, LSU is the deeper team and can afford to lose a DB during the game. I don't think so. What LSU team are you watching? LSU has one upperclassman and Christian Fulton at quarterback, right? At corner. And the rest are true freshmen. The rest, you can't get done by me. These are teams that I cover. I know these teams from front to back. You're literally talking about, Kerry Vincent, right? We're talking about outside corners, but Kerry Vincent will be in there. But the rest of these guys are true freshmen. Stingley and Cardell Flott and these guys, these are true freshmen. Like, what are you talking about? How can they afford to lose one? They lose one corner. It could get real bad. You're talking about playing like all true freshmen. He says Stingley is a stud, though. Stingley is great, but he's still a true freshman. So what are we talking about? Stingley is not the average freshman. He's still a freshman. I don't care what you say. Surtain was not the average freshman. What happened to Patrick Surtain when the going got tough a little bit? But we have to see what happens when the going gets tough. Even Florida's injured. If Florida's injured, I want the LSU people out here to put it out. Who's going to be the starters? Going to be Stingley, Fulton. They bring Kerry Vincent. Then who would be the next man up after Cardell Flott? Because Jay Ward is also injured, I would imagine, right? He's already injured. LSU is not trash. Let's not come in here and do that, man. You don't. We're not. This is not this type of. I don't know Jay Ward. So Jay Ward is the next man up. So I know Jay Ward, right? Played at Colquitt County here. You're going to want Jay Ward playing against these upperclassmen that Florida has at receiver. That's not good. That's not good, man. Ray Darius Jones as well. So a lot of these, I like these guys, but these aren't highly touted cornerbacks either. And you're talking about putting these guys on some guys that we just saw. They were going 10 personnel and 11 personnel and spreading Auburn out and really forcing the cornerbacks to see what they can do. Not to mention, I don't think LSU also has a deficiency of covering up the middle, right? Meaning the linebackers. I don't think the linebackers can cover that well. And Grant Delpit, you would probably want him in the box more than you would want him, or at least traditionally. Well, he's balanced. He's balanced, but they don't allow him to really do that. So that would be who back there, right? In deep coverage that they can match up on, just like they did against Auburn. Who would that be? Who's the safety next to Grant Delpit? This man said score prediction. Come on, fam. This live stream is kind of getting to me right now. I'm highly irritated. I'm about to whip out this Milwaukee fastback or whatever my man called it. Is Trask a deep ball threat? We've seen him throw the deep balls. I don't know what to tell you. I think you would be a deep ball threat even better on a team that LSU's defense itself is the 32nd ranked defense, despite playing Utah State, Georgia Southern, and Northwestern State Vanderbilt. Those are 4 teams that can't compete on the offensive side of the ball, and they're still not even a top 30 ranked defense off of that. Now, Texas is a good offense, top 20 offense. We know Texas has some horses on it, but Texas itself put up 38 points, right? So we're just on this side of the ball. We're going to flip it over to Florida here, but it looks like LSU people are dominating this right here. So Jacoby Stevens, he can play, but that's exactly the guy that you would want to be matched up on somebody inside like a Freddie Swain if you're Florida. He can't cover Freddie Swain. He can't cover Josh Hammonds on the inside. He might do good against Kyle Pitts, though. That might be the guy that I think that could work very well against a guy like Kyle Pitts. But if you match him up on a Freddie Swain on the inside, he can't run. Jacoby Stevens can't run like those guys. That's a bad matchup. Cam Lewis, nope. He's the best cover savior. He I'm sorry. You guys are just naming names now. Cats getting timed out. Nope. Don't come in here with the chili. No, go Gators, go Dogs, and stuff like that. Maurice said I missed the super chat. He didn't say nothing, Maurice. He just said, yo, what up, OG Fran? The offense scores in less than 2 minutes of drive. That's the only reason those teams put points up. That's the only reason that a team from Utah State, Georgia Southern, Northwestern, and Vanderbilt put up, and they scored that quick on the 102nd ranked defense and the 125th ranked defense, and then a bunch of teams that looked like group of 5 cats. I'm confused by that statement. Like I said before, how much do you value competition? I wouldn't even really throw out stats like that if you're not playing, if it's not against anyone. Like, what does it really mean? Eric Monroe, come on, you guys is just not like you're throwing out names now. You would know that if you came into this season and you were talking about Cam Lewis and Eric Monroe being your guys, you would probably be like, oh man, that might not go well. You can't get it by me. I know all these guys. This is LSU's a team that I cover as well. Are there 16 defenses better than Florida? 16? Man, perhaps. But being a top 20 defense is a really good thing. Florida struggled against Kentucky and Miami. This person is living in like 1988. there's a huge thing that happened since the Kentucky and Miami game, and I think that's something that you would need to take into account. It's clearly a different team. Ever since Kyle Trask has come in the game, Florida has been a different team. You have to recognize that. Like, come on, don't come up in here saying goofy stuff like that. At least if you're going to say that, at the very least acknowledge that something changed. You're not just like reading from a sheet of paper or something like that. Teams progress. Teams get better. What did they do to Auburn, though? They beat Auburn. They beat Auburn. And something tells me if we go back on this field cat that he didn't think that they were going to win. So now it's about what did they do? They beat them. Everybody said they weren't going to win. Now it's like, what did they do to them? Besides the fact that they forced a whole bunch of turnovers, they limited their stuff and it looked way different. They took away the edge. Remember, people were up in here like, you can't, this is the internet, Jack. This is a chat. We have the shit we can go back and watch. People said that they wouldn't be able to do anything with Schwartz, right? Too fast, the fastest man in the country. Just goes deep. They had nothing to offer that. I'm not sure he caught a ball. What happened with that? Like, come on. Florida changed. I don't see it, bro. All right. Let's put his ass right here on the hot seat. How did Florida not change since Kyle Trask since Kyle Trask came in the Kentucky game? Everybody be quiet. We're gonna fucking let this dude hang himself right here. Come on, January, man. How did they not change since Kyle Trask came in the Kentucky game? Of course, I'm not saying that. That's exactly what I'm saying. He's not watching football. Like, why is it fun to go around and just say stuff? Like, I never understood that. How many points do they average? Answer the goddamn question. How did they not change since the Kentucky game when Kyle Trask became the quarterback? Everything changed. He got one more too, and we got to get him up out of here. He better come with it. Oh, Steven said, get him out, coach. Everybody's already getting him. You ain't even let him say nothing yet. We got to get him out. I'm going to at least let him answer. He's looking at the box scores. I missed the chat. Don't let me miss that dude because we're going to have to get him up out of here. Con Lee says, Emory Jones will play a lot. LSU can't contain him. I don't know about that. I would like to see him play. Murph, I bet straight up Florida would beat Auburn. Burrow will have issues against Florida D-line. It's not Texas. I got the Gators. That's pretty good, G Grace, but we're going to have to go back and check your receipts because everybody made a pick last time. Where's this man at? Where did he go? I'm confused. Where he at? Defense is playing way better. And everybody didn't notice that. Oh, he's Googling? He's Googling. Oh, my bad. He ran to Google, says Jay Duval. He Googled like a mug, too. Why did it take him so long? What type of internet service is he using for his Google is taking that damn long? Santee putting on the hammer. He's on that dollar, using the AOL dollar. He's on Bell South. Damn, Bell South is still around? I know Bell South. He's the only man left with Bell South. Just missed the commercial, huh? Gon Lee says Netgear. Netgear straight dollar. That's that joint when you call, it interrupt. You can hear the people talking on your modem. Really? Y'all going, come on. Vegas, you got to be goofy. He is writing a letter to the NCAA stat keeper. January, man, he back. He says, yo, I watched the Auburn game. I saw nothing special, just bad play by Auburn's QB. All right, so when somebody does that, you know for a fact that they have never, ever stepped a foot on the goddamn football field. Why do people play bad, right? So just the game before against Mississippi State, right, he torched these boys. It was good, doing good, right? All of a sudden now you play a different team and it looks different for you. They're giving you different looks. You're playing against much better personnel and this and that. But none of the credit goes to Florida. All of it just goes to him playing bad. but nobody coerced him into playing bad. Get this man the fuck off my channel. Now this get Drew Price. We're getting everybody up out of here. I don't want to hear that Mississippi State stuff because 99.9% of the people picked Auburn because they were running off of that. That's what they were coming off of. You know it. People were prisoners of the moment. They put up 1,000 points on Mississippi State. It looked great. They were doing this and that. Like, come on, don't be a revisionist. Maurice up there messing up. I think, you know what I'm saying? It might. I like Nakia, but I think we might have to let, you know what I'm saying? Nakia, I don't think adds value to stuff. Nakia is the same person that was last week that was saying that Auburn was going to take off on Florida. Am I not right, Nakia? Answer the question, Nakia. Did you not say that they were going to take off on Florida? Justin Jefferson is the truth. It's probably the best. He's the best receiver between the two teams, in my opinion. Exactly. You can have it both ways. Auburn is for real. UF defense is for real too, though. Sometimes teams have a bad game, but I'm still high on Auburn. Where's Nakia at, though? You're wrong. I said Auburn was vanilla, remember? But did you pick them? But can Auburn be phony? Auburn has played. Auburn, member coming in. I don't understand this. Coming into the game, we said that Auburn had the best resume out of all the teams in the entire country. They play Florida. That's just the thing. So now, just because you had a poor opinion of Florida, a misguided opinion on Florida, because you listen to these mumble rap YouTube cats or these cats you see on TV or whatever like that, all of a sudden that takes away from the performance that Florida dealt because you didn't think much of it. So now Auburn having the best resume coming into the game, all of a sudden doesn't mean anything anymore. When the actuality is they were the only team that had played 2 top 25 teams at the time. And it still is, right? Is that still the only team that has played 2 top 25 teams? Now it's 3. Still got the best resume in the sport. Don't come in here with chomp and none of that stuff, man. Let's talk football. We don't do that cheerleading stuff. Thank you, Jay. But don't be cheerleading. You know what I'm saying? We come in and talk football. Recency bias. Thomas says recency bias. Exactly. And it's being prisoner of the moment. LSU has never played a nasty, physical, ball-hawking, hard-hitting defense yet. That is true. And guess what? Florida has. Auburn is every bit that. Remember when Auburn was coming to the game, we remarked that it may have the best defensive front in all the country. So at the very least, you can say that Florida has seen that. Also, I want somebody to, now that we've had a little bit of data to some of these teams, somebody look at where Miami is ranked on defense, right? For these people that was poo-pooing on the Miami thing, right? They didn't have a good game against Miami's defense. But go look at what Miami's defense has done since then. I believe it's a top 15 defense, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody look that up for me. 13th. The 13th ranked defense in the entire country is Miami right now after these however many games. Does that not count? So it saw Miami's 13th ranked defense. It saw Auburn's defense, which was very highly ranked before it played Florida. Done slipped down. I'm not sure where Auburn is at right now or whatever, but we know that Auburn has a very good defense. So at the very least, you can say at least it saw those two defenses. LSU has not seen nothing but the 102nd ranked defense in Texas. Are we still being prisoners of the moment? I'm giving you all the data for you guys to put in your head to really think like, all right, let me take a step back. Let me not be a homer. Let me really judge these teams from an unbiased standpoint, right? I know you guys aren't going to do it because all you guys are here talking about some go Gators and go Tigers and all this and stuff like that. But if you really wanted to take that out of it, like that I try to get you guys to do, play it right down the middle, then you can say like, this might be a more interesting game than I'm giving it credit for, even if my little homer brain won't let me. Jacob says, I don't think LSU has a complete team. I think it has a complete team. However, I just don't think it's playing complete football. This dude said, I'm stuck in my opinion. What is my opinion? Do you not speak English? What is my opinion? What is the opinion that I'm talking about? I've not provided the decision or anything. I'm giving you data. Imagine if I had to talk to these dudes in real life. This George dude up in here. That's funny. Committed to the G people out there. What you think about George being up in here? Being stuck in an opinion is a stupid statement. It's not. It's really stupid, but it is definitely when I'm not even giving you. I'm giving you data. That's all I'm doing. I'm playing it right down the middle and giving you data. We're not doing who's the favorite team and all that. We're talking football. You guys care who's my favorite team? Like, what is that? What does that mean? Trey Mixon says, how do you super? Trey, you've been here to like 15 with the top. We got 12 chats. Nah, let him talk. Don't delete him. I just think that it's funny that he would be up in here from what you guys sent me about, you know what I'm saying, some of the stuff that he was saying about me. Let him talk though. In your opinion, how will Florida run game do against LSU? Man, I'll be honest with you. Even with LSU not having that good a defense right now, I still think there's just so many flaws in Florida's run game. Maybe it breaks one or something like that. Maybe the confidence is there from that particular run that they had. But even against Auburn, the run game wasn't that good. If you just look at the stats, you'd be like, oh man, it's a pretty good day. However, it wasn't firing on all cylinders of me still. So I still think that LSU has it. And LSU was a talented team. There's no doubt about it. That front is talented. Some of the guys I think may be a little overrated, like a Caleb Chason. I have not seen him take the step that I thought that he made. He looks great getting off the bus. But if you were to go right now and we did the NFL draft or something like that, would you say that he's like a first-round draft pick? Maybe not even a second-round draft pick. We see him got absolutely handled by Sam Cosmi and Texas in them. So I don't know. He got to play a little bit better. Caleb Hurto up in here. Caleb is my man too, but Caleb might be kind of, you know what I'm saying? People sending me stuff, bro. Dang, Georgia up in here disrespecting my people after disrespecting me. Douglas Buchanan, what up, man? LSU has 3 players that were supposed to go in the first round before the year started. They got talent, but they've been getting carved up. That is true. Christian Fulton, that is my guy, right? I can't say that Christian Fulton has had like the greatest of years. You know what I mean? Caleb Vaughn, I can't say that. Jacob Phillips, I think, has had a pretty good year, but they've been rotating people in and out of the linebacker spot. It's just been an uneven performance on defense. It's really shocking to me. It's just extremely shocking to me, but not so from the standpoint that I understand the dynamics of a team when you partake in the trying to be more finesse. It just permeates and over into the entire team. It really does. Should Emory Jones start over Trask? No, I don't think he should start over Trask. He should play though. CJ Henderson not as good as whom, says Maurice. Grant Delpit? I'm confused. Oh, yeah, Grant Delpit. Yeah, he definitely should be afraid. Even Grant Delpit, man. If you really been watching the games, that's the thing. These LSU people are counting on you not actually watching these games because 3 or 4 of them are against teams that nobody would care to even watch, right? But I got to watch it. So I watch them. Even with that being said, Grant Delpit looking a little different to me too. But I still know that he's the best in college football. So eventually it's going to light switch is going to have to click on, right? Byron Lewis says Caleb has been disappointing so far. No defensive lineman outside of Lawrence has consistently impressed. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not. Does Rashard Lawrence even have a sack this year? He may have one. No, I'm not going to say that Joe Burrow is overrated by any stretch of the imagination, because you know what I'm saying, you can only play the teams that you have in front of you, and he's doing exactly what you should do to bad teams. He's dominating them. But what happens when that team is infinitely better than the teams that you've been dominating? How does it look then? How does it look if that team holds you to, say, 30 points, 28 points? Can your defense hold up then? That's what I'm saying. If you're thinking that they're about to drop 60-something points on Florida, I don't see it. Louisiana Bank says Lawrence is a run stopper. Man, he's been more than that in his career. I had him put. You're not a first round pick as a run stopper. He could get to the quarterback with the best of them. He has a sack fumble. I remember that sack fumble. Wasn't that in the that was in the Texas game, wasn't it? It wasn't Georgia Southern, was it? It might have been Georgia Southern. It's going to be a chippy game. I can see that for sure. Do you think LSU will score over 30 on Florida? Man, I don't know. We'll get to that. That's Thursday. We're Thursday. We're setting it up for Thursday to really be the move. Oh man, y'all still going at it with George? Did he say something? Like, let me know. Like, why? You know what I'm saying? Just let him know. Like, you know what I'm saying? If Murph is that bad, people sending me stuff, and George is you know what I'm saying, talking about me. If I'm that bad, then why are you in my live chat? If Kentucky and Miami can score 30, why wouldn't LSU? Florida's defense is playing differently, man. Miami scored 30? Hold on, man. We got to pull the receipts right here. You can't throw out just what were the score of the Kentucky and the Miami games against Florida? They got to have 30 too, because if not, we run with pink slips, because we play for receipts. We want everything in here to be factual. Miami had 20 points. I'm confused. Nah, don't try to run up out of here, George. We want to know why you was talking trash, bro. That's all. That's the only thing that I want to know. People sent me stuff, and it's like, hey, this guy, he's always in your chat. Why is he talking trash about you? Y'all keep hiding him. I want him to. George, just answer the question, man. Stop trying to deflect it. That's all you got to do is answer the question. He meant combined? Oh, my bad. He meant combined on it. All right, Miami and the Kentucky games combined was 30. Got you. Miami 20 and Kentucky 21. So where's that guy who said that? Y'all didn't hide him, did you? Y'all block him? I don't remember who it was. Oh, it's Great Leaders Podcast? I was wrong. My bad. I got you. We'll stall you out this time, but you got to come with receipts here. You can't. We don't like people just to say stuff. So it looks a little bit different, right? When they only scored 20 and whatever it was, and that's now with a defense that's playing a little bit better. That's a little bit healthier. Florida's healthy on D now. That's a. I don't know. People just look at it as a defense. I look at the individual parts of the defense, and I'm looking at like, all right, well, let's get to it. Who has the more talented defense? Let's name them. Let's go across the line, the down lineman. Which down lineman would you take between Florida and LSU for you people who know both teams? If we're talking about edge players, it's not even close in my opinion. LSU, to me, does not have any edge players that are worth that much. Caleb Chasen looks the part, but is he any good? Can he get after the passer? How many sacks does Caleb Chasen have in his entire career? If we put Jeremiah Moon there, Grenard is looking like a first-round pick, like a top 25 pick in the NFL draft. Then Jabari Zuniga, whatever like that, he gets to play on the edge sometimes. We know how good he is, right? Who would you take between that on Andre Anthony, who's a Ray Thornton? I want your answers. Reese, what Reese got to do anything, man? We're talking about the down lineman. I love YouTube. These people come in here and do dumb stuff and just get blocked. And they don't even show up ever. All right, we got UF, got Grenard. I'll take Florida's D-line. Just answer the question. Can we please just go part by where I'm here for you. I'm here for you guys. I'm not going anywhere. So you don't have to worry about that I'm leaving. Who has the best down lineman? As far as, let's go with the edge players right now. Just the edge players. But this is how we'll see who's got the more talented team. Because when you start doing this, then it gets a little different for you. Like I said before, you got Kaylavon Chasen, Andre Anthony, Ray Thornton, and whomever else. It was my boy that they moved back off the line. What was his name? Where we at? Uh-oh, we got technical difficulties. Y'all still chatting? Where y'all at? It's not chatting. Man, I doubt I can refresh this, right? It kind of froze up on us. Grenard, UF, Florida's D-line. It done froze up, man. I'm gonna have to end this and try again. That ain't gonna be good. Let's see what this does. Might have to start back over. I'll be right back if that's the case. Uh-oh.